You wouldn't even get calf tightness after your runs if you stopped only stretching your calves and actually took the time to get strong through that stretch instead. So welcome to my 3-step solution to get back to running without calf tightness. First, let's look at our target. I have 20% of my body weight loaded and I can do 15 full range reps without any issues and a slant board to get that full calf stretch at the bottom of every rep. But when I first started, this position didn't really work. So first, let's look at how we get to this in the first place. Our easiest progression that I recommend starting out with is 8 to 12 weeks in our FHL calf raise, where you can just put your hands on a wall, walk yourself out to a comfortable stretch, and do your reps from there. My intent is simple. I'm just pushing through my calf on the way up and flexing the front of my ankle to get into a stretch at the bottom. Over those 8 to 12 weeks, I don't expect you to be able to load fully like this at the start. Start with your feet closer to the wall, and you can really do this to any level because you'll notice there's less of a stretch here. Then as you get stronger, you just walk your feet out further and further as you can tolerate more of a stretch. And if it gets too easy for you and you still have 8 to 12 weeks left, then you can move to single leg reps instead, which can give a challenge to anyone. Now let's make it a little harder, but by design, because running is a vertical movement. You're never fully stretched out like this. So while this gives us a good position to get started, we do want to get better in this vertical position that we land in. So we use a slant board instead because it keeps our body weight up in a straight line, just like we do in running. Now, we're setting a 3-minute timer and we're aiming for 60 reps in those 3 minutes. That gives us a chance to get strong, but without full rest time, because when you're running, you're using your calves without fully resting in between. My intent is simple again. Flex the ankle at the bottom, and it's even more important here because you have the slant board, so you can get your heels as close to the ground as you can, then push up through the calf, controlling back down. And our line of progression goes from double leg reps with just your body weight to then adding load, and you can control how hard you want it to be because you can just add more load as you get stronger. But the most important part is in that 3-minute timer, you're using the same weight for all 60 reps and you're training it once a week. So if you're like how I was and your calves naturally get tighter after your runs, just getting to this point of double leg reps, 60 reps in 3 minutes is a great point to get to. But I want to go even further for level 3 because running isn't a double leg sport, it's a single leg sport. So I think it's important to build beyond double leg and get to single leg. That's where that target comes in of 20% of your body weight for 15 reps on single leg. If you get to that point, you get to a point where your calves are more protected than most runners will ever get to. And I can say personally, ever since getting to this target and maintaining it, I haven't had any calf issues since. So that's our route with some explanation and coaching. Now let's get into the specifics of how you progress this through the programs. In the Unlock program, we're doing FHL calf raises, 2 sets of 25 reps twice a week, working from our feet close to the wall, further from the wall as we get stronger. Then in rebuild, we start loading vertically with the slant board. We set that 3-minute timer and we're aiming for 60 reps in those 3 minutes using a weight that challenges us but doesn't give us pain. Then in targets, we start training our single leg reps instead. Once a week, you'll have 5 sets to build up to a challenging weight, and our end goal is 15 reps with 20% of your body weight loaded, because stretching alone just isn't convincing enough for your body to stay lengthened for when you run so you don't tighten back up. But by taking the time to get stronger measurably in this same stretch, you actually can get back to running that feels good instead of bad.